So today I wanted to talk to you guys about the recent things that have happened in South Africa that really tell you that this country, this one here, this one with many colors, he needs flag. There's a reason why God put us here. With all the problems that this country has, there are certain things that just root us here. You go die here. With all its problems. We are going to die here with all its problems. And I wanted to tell you why. The things that we've seen recently in this country tell they are a message to you why this country is worth your fight. We could get up, leave, go and be strangers in a foreign country. We can do that. But this country, it's worth the fight. So, what is it that has made me to say that? What has happened that has made me say that? First of all, let's start with the G20 meeting. The G20 meeting, with all the things we do not like about Cyril. During the summit, the country that's hosting is supposed to hand over the gavel. So that thing that he uses to say this summit is closed, is supposed to hand it to the next president. So the president of the next country is supposed to be next to you, you hand it to him. This time, America requested that it be sent or given to a lower ranking American official. And Cyril said no. You can get it by other means, but we are not a president, a whole-dressed president, Yes, we might not like them, but by right of rank and vote, you can't have a whole president handing over to a lower official. It's not that, but we must respect the rank. He's the president of a country who must hand it off to an administrator, God knows who you want to send. Cyril said, no, we're not going to do that. Which was the right move to do. Trump, sometimes, we might like him at certain times, but Trump sometimes gets into his feelings, and these feelings dictate thingy. He was just being bullying. He didn't want everyone involved and what. And Ramaphosa did something that many had not done before. He included a lot more countries, showing again that center, that it's worth fighting for your voice. So the man then give him his flowers at that. We don't know about the Palafala and all those other things. But at that one thing, at least I have something to remember Cyril for. There's too much of other things. But for that one thing, for being willing to stand up for others who've never had a voice at the G20. True leadership came through there. For that, Cyril did something for others. Other nations that did not. And that was one of the reasons why America felt so big and what. I can be big with your big shoulders by yourself. It's fine. But at that point, Cyril really won a lot of people. If you look online, you will see. So at that point, those things that happened at the summit and some of the other things that I'm not going to mention here, they show you exactly what I mean by that. This country is worth our fight, right? Another thing that tells you that South Africa is worth fighting for. Recently, we've had this thing that has happened with General Mkhwanazi. And you've heard my thoughts on it. You've heard me speak on it. You've heard me actually state how much I appreciate what that man did. This country is worth it, prof. His country is worth it. There's still something in this country that many countries do not have. There's still something in this country That's why we must not allow people that just always, these so-called supposed prophets. It's all gone, Baba. Hey, it's all gone. It's sugar. Shut up. This country is worth fighting for. We've seen situations where there was a point where people in Kenya almost wanted to burn down the country because of one person who was in the wrong to begin with. And there were people that were willing to destroy. And you could see, like, what are you fighting for? And you will then start to notice there are things that try to win you over to them by telling you the country is destroyed. A lot of times it's media, they don't care, they do it for clicks. You are keeping memory, they don't care for the memory. You are keeping record, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. You are keeping that record. Them, they don't. It's just clicks. Number two, it's politicians. Politicians love to say how bad things are. And so that's all you see. You just see bad, 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 bad. Then you have the so-called prophets and seers and sangomas, all these people that keep telling us about all the bad things and all the... Why? Because it benefits you to take them serious because you are seeing the crisis. I need to tell me I am seeing it. But still, this country still worth fighting for. Jacob Zuma's daughter said about he trained in warfare. And I'm like, you are in South Africa. What are you talking about? Trained in warfare. Because they have a wrong mindset. They have a mindset about what they want in the country, which does not represent where we are even. So you wonder, like, what is this person talking about? See, we fight so we can get people out of those type of ideologies. People that try to spread an idea of us versus them. Be very careful of that type. You saw it in the feminist movement a lot. Very recently there was pictures of people at the march, at the recent march. At one point I saw one person with a poster saying, all men must die. Something like that. At the recent march for gender-based violence. That's a person who's not being sensible. It's an us versus them type of a thing. People who are always inciting violence between black people and be careful of people like that. This country, as it stands, is worth fighting for. And so, with the General Mkhwanazi thing, it showed you not only integrity in your work, but also be willing to serve a thing. No matter how bad things look, be willing to fight for it. This country. When they were doing the Madlanga Commission and all those things, there was an interview they did with him when he was in the streets of Durban, and they asked him what does he think about the state of everything that's happening, and he said, now we can do our job. And I was like, yeah. It's such a good thing when you see the fruits of your labor. Another thing that is also showing, I know when you see it in the sight of the media and politicians and political analysts and all these people who like being noisy, sometimes you should avoid them. Yeah, we're wasting millions with these commissions. That's all, because to them it gives them validity to say something. It gives them a moment to say something to you. They said it. It doesn't do anything, but they've said it. But I want you to notice something to appreciate about the next point. The Madlanga Commission and all these commissions that they are doing now and no matter how much millions we spend there, brother, it tells you why this country is worth fighting for. You see that commission? Everybody has access to it. You can go there, watch the evidence yourself. You are seeing it being presented. There. You connect the dots. Some countries don't have that. It's been months. America has been fighting because of the papers. The Epstein files. This guy who had this cult, sex cult, what, in Temple and what. He was a billionaire. Apparently was running some sex cult. One person who's not even connected to government. One person. They can't get access. Showing you why that thing, it's showing you why this country deserves your fight, deserve to uphold. Whatever your contribution is, whether you are a community leader, you are a person trying to get people out of addiction, you are what, this country is worth that fight you put up. This country. Why? Because you are seeing it. Some countries don't get that. They don't get to see how far down deep is the corruption. We are seeing it on TV. This country is worth every ounce of our fight. Be careful of the people that try to radicalize us versus them. All those other movements that I mentioned earlier. Be very careful about all those. All these politicians, yeah, us, we are right, they are wrong. Hey, you see, this us, we are building here. And so when a person is us versus them, as if they will do a better job, be very careful, people like that. This country, this one, worth it. The Madanga Commission is just one of those examples. And I want to just stop on those ones. You know, we don't want to extend the list too much. Can't give ESCOM people. And since they appointed the Minister of Electricity, what is he doing? We don't know. Yes, there's been a lot of solutions. I must give them credit for that. They've done a lot because for the last year, it's been there, power cuts here and there, but then for most part, we've been very stable. This country is worth our fight. This country is worth your prayers. At all these levels, the person you are praying about, the person you are praying for, they are worth it. In other countries, you don't even know what they're doing. You don't know. Like right now, imagine somebody came in the UK there and then said the royal family is involved in money laundering. Do you think it will ever get... I'm just saying, it's an example. Do you think... You go on against food. Do you think that they will actually investigate it? No, because the royal family cannot do any wrong. They will defend them at every single point. But in this country, as high as the president, we question. You know, there was a point in Zimbabwe where the boot of a police officer was popular. It used to trend on social media. You know, they used to make it used to trend because the police officer in Zimbabwe didn't need a gun. Just that boot will deal with you. The clap of it, they will deal with you. Then police brutality came into question and all those type of things, and it became worse. They don't even talk about it now. It's just part of it. Here in this country, we talk about things, they stop. I mean, now, this country is worth fighting for. This one. If you are not convinced, I'm here to convince you of it. Are things bad? Yes, they are bad. But you want to beware. With what problems? The country has its own things. Yeah, in America, you must deal with Trump, him fighting everyone. But this one, it's worth your prayers, it's worth your fight. It's Ricky, and I'll see you later.